Japan still has a big problem. And it's not related to Akiya Mondai or Japan's shrinking population at all. I'm talking about over-tourism. Great news! Japan is open! Time to come and visit this beautiful country. No travel restrictions, no masks restrictions. If you're planning on visiting Japan in the near future, you might want to watch this video till the end. Japan has a problem with over-tourism, and in this video I will explain a little bit more about what it means and how it will affect you when you come and visit this beautiful country, as well as some facts and statistics regarding the tourism here in Japan. My name is Anton, and this is Anton in Japan. So good news, Japan is open again, which means that you can come and visit and experience this beautiful culture, eat some amazing food, and experience Japan and this beautiful culture. That's what I would do if I had a passion and love for Japan and wouldn't live here. A lot of Japanese people are still wearing masks, usually in public places such as elevators, Shinkansen, the trains, or in flights, right? A lot in meetings and in work environments as well. But you don't really have to. Just make sure you're being respectful to your surroundings. And now some bad news that I think you should have in mind when you're coming to visit Japan. One thing that made me fall in love with Japan was the omotenashi. And Japanese customer service is, in my opinion, world class, despite having no tipping culture. So in 2019, right before the pandemic hit, Japan's tourism generated $215 billion in 2019, right? The pandemic hit, and in 2020, the year Japan was supposed to host the Olympics, the Summer Olympics of 2020, it was down to only $11.4 billion. This was supposed to be the year of Japan, right? Summer Olympics. So since 2020, up until just a few months ago, Japan has had incredibly strict travel restrictions. They required quarantines for about 2 weeks. So Japan was closed for almost 3 years and not issuing any tourist visas at all. And even if you had a working visa, it was quite hard to enter Japan. You had to show some kind of vaccine passports, and you also needed to quarantine for 2 weeks in a tiny hotel room. Me, myself, I decided to not go back home to my family in Sweden at all during 2.5 years. And last spring, finally, Japan eased up on the travel restrictions, even for residents. And they took away the whole quarantine thing in this tiny hotel room. And I finally was able to go back to Sweden for a few weeks to see my friends and family. So the problem Japan is facing right now is over-tourism. Japan was closed for almost 3 years, almost no foreign tourists here at all. And then suddenly it opens up. Cultural differences, language barriers. And according to this survey, almost 80% of Japanese inns and restaurants don't have enough full-time employees. In my opinion, tourism is great, but going from 0 to 100 with a labor shortage, it will come with problems, right? So please have this in mind when you visit this beautiful country. In my opinion, Japan has world-class service, especially at hotels and restaurants. But they are understaffed, so they might not be able to serve you in the amazing way they're used to. So please have this in mind when you visit this beautiful country.